Pulling up stats, you'll be pulling in stacks, hitting bookies from the back with no Vaseline. I need green and upsea quantities for a fiend, save the dreams for a king. This is H-Town, home of the lean. Astros is the team, and we rock it. We rock Texans for life, you can't stop it. Together like brothers and Becks and Jets.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are live. Raw Words Podcast, LJ from Houston. We are back. Week 9 NFL slate. And of course, I got my homeboy from the H. We represent right now down south. My man MarleyBets. What's good?
What's going on? What's going on?
Man, you know, hey, the weekend is here. And hey, we got a football upon us. So, you know,
let's go to work.
Had a little taste last night with our home team, you know, took a L, but we understand what's going on. We talked about it a little bit off the camera, you know, offensive line teams cannot hold up in the past, but they can seem to have a run offense. So, you know, it is what it is. We know what's going on, but hey, got plenty of time to get it together. Nico should come back next week versus the Sunday night game versus the Detroit Lions. So that's going to be a good game next week, Sunday night football. But other than that, man, let's get right to the schedule. We got a lot to talk about. So, hey, man, we're going to sit back, shoot the shit, and talk some football, man, you know. So I want to start off with an interesting game, Marley. Let's start off with this game right here because I'm interested to know your thoughts on this game because you like this team. You know, you the type
talking about.
Hold on, let me go to it right here, man. We right here. Denver.
I thought that's who you might go.
Yeah, Denver plus the 8.5 on the road going out to the Baltimore Ravens. Denver is a plus 8.5 road dog over under 46.5. Now, when we size this up, we have the Broncos 5-3 record, 3-1 in their last 4 games, 6-2 against the spread, and they're 7-1 against the spread as a dog, 7+ points or more. So they've been covering the spread, but I'm looking at this game far as they're coming on the road versus a Baltimore team that is coming off a loss, and I believe they're going to be prime and ready to get back in the winning column. But their defense is shaky, passing allowed 325 yards the last 4 games, yards 400 last 4, giving up 30 points in the last 4 games. But we have a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix, and do I think Bo Nix can put up 30 points on this defense? You know, that's something that I have to see in order for me to try to put some money behind it. So for the fact I haven't seen that, but Denver's defense is, you know, they're nice. And it's interesting to see how they're going to contain Lamar Jackson in this game. I don't really have a side right now, Marley. You know, I've been thinking about it. I just wanted to talk it out with you. That's why I wanted to make this the first game to get your thoughts on this matchup. Broncos and Ravens.
Yeah. Obviously, Ravens one of my teams I tend to root for. What I'll say about this game specifically, what I would be looking at personally would be I'd be looking at the first half play, especially if I can get the Ravens under a touchdown, which I'm hoping that's 8.5, 9, probably looking at like a 5, maybe a 6. Is how I would like to play it. Because one thing the Ravens do, they'll jump out in front, but they can't close games too well. That's the problem. They don't close. Why? I don't know, because you got Derrick Henry in the backfield. You would think you can just close the game by handing the ball off to Henry, letting him do his thing. But for some reason, it just, you know, some games they look phenomenal at doing it, other games they don't. I would be hesitant to say the least. I'm not going to say hesitant. I'm not betting the full game. I agree with every point you made, though. Rookie quarterback coming into Baltimore off a terrible loss. You expect a bounce back game, a complete bounce back game from the Ravens. The thing that's keeping me off of that, honestly, is Denver's defense. And you brought it up. They're 3rd in points allowed, 5th in passing, and 10th in rushing. So, you know, for all the shit we want to talk about Bo Nix as a rookie quarterback, the defense is playing stellar. And I expect that to continue. I don't expect that to stop. I do expect them to give the Ravens a little trouble, which is kind of why I would be off maybe the Ravens team total over. It's kind of something I've been looking at during the season as well. But with that defense scares me off the side. So I would lean first half. I haven't got to the window with it. If you want to put me down for anything for this game, it will be a Ravens first half because I expect them to come out on fire. I expect Bo Nix to have to adjust. I don't know how much dinking and dunking is going to work because he doesn't push the ball downfield. So, and that's where the Ravens are vulnerable, right? Throwing the ball downfield. We know they're not going to be able to run the ball. The pass defense isn't the best, but the run defense is, if I'm not mistaken, they might be number one in the NFL. Definitely top 3 defensively. And, they struggle in the pass. But, no, I'm sorry, not number one. That's my bad. I'm looking at the offense. Oh, no. Number one ranked defense. But I think they're dead last, LJ. You might have to correct me on that one. Dead last in passing.
Yeah, they are. They're dead last.
Fucking insane. How can you be number one?
You know what else they're dead last in?
Go ahead.
Second half points allowed, which you just mentioned. They leave the
So
back
that
door
makes
open.
me think if I take the first half I might double back second half and take the Broncos. That might be something we need to start looking at Ravens game.
It's minus 6. You're gonna take the 6. Ravens minus 6.
I will take the 6. If it's under a touchdown, I'll take it. I'll take under a touchdown. I knew I wasn't gonna get a field goal, so I'll take under a touchdown. I think they'll get I can see a 17-7 first half, maybe 17-10, 7-14.
Yeah.
I don't trust Bo. I mean, they're vulnerable in the pass game, but I don't think they don't push the ball downfield. So that's the thing that concerns me with Bo Nix and the Broncos.
Yeah, I understand that completely because you're depending on their defense to make a big turnover on their side of the field to give him a short field.
Right.
And how often are we going to depend on that? Lamar Jackson doesn't make too many mistakes. So I can't depend on him to be sloppy and allow that team to get cheap points. So
I'm right there.
Yeah, exactly. I just think they're going to run the ball, keep their defense on the field, get them tired out, and just limit the possessions that Bo Nix have. Because if he got to come from behind, if the Ravens got the lead and he's playing from behind the whole game, I mean, how successful you think he's going to be?
Ooh, yeah. So, and I think they're ranked close. They're like 30-something in pass offense. 29, 30.
Yeah, they're averaging 212 last 4 games, Broncos. So that ain't nothing what I'm saying, snooze about. So yeah, but I'm right there with you, man. I lean, Ravens, of course, but I just think it's too much of a 8.5. I'll take them early, team total, something like that. Expecting them to get points on them. Yeah.
You know what I've been doing a lot lately, man? Fucking with shout out Doc Ragu, man. I've been on my teaser game.
Yeah, see, I don't do teasers, man. I was gonna try to get into it to see. I don't do those. That's one thing I don't do for sure. Is teasers.
Doc got me doing those, man. Them teasers.
Yeah, he be throwing them out there for sure. All right, man. Let's talk about this one. We just talked about it off camera. Dallas +3 going out to ATL, the Dirty Birds, to take on the Falcons, and the total is over under 51.5. Now, I want you to start this one. Give me your thoughts on this one because I think we're going to be ahead of each other on this, against each other.
Yeah, from our pre-camera talk, it seems to be that way. I can't for the life of me understand why you're opposite, but I guess you'll let me know here shortly.
Yeah.
I just said it earlier when we were talking. There is no scenario for the foreseeable future that I can see me putting money behind the Dallas Cowboys. It's just no fucking way. If we couldn't catch them off a bye week, I get it. Going into San Francisco is a lot different than going into Atlanta. Completely understand. But they didn't even look good. Like if they looked good coming out of the bye week, I might can understand. But this Dallas defense is just terrible. Terrible. They're almost last in points allowed, 19th in passing, 28th in rushing. Meanwhile, I think I said this earlier, Kirk Cousins, he's been looking like first cousin instead of a distant relative. So I can't necessarily, I can. I was gonna say I can't necessarily say I like -3, but there's just no way I can put my money on the Cowboys. That's gonna definitely turn the ball over because that's just what he does. Mm-hmm. Now, can they throw the ball? Yeah, He's second in passing yards, but I think the stats are a little misleading on second in passing yards because a lot of that shit comes in garbage time when the defense is cover 3, cover 4, prevent defense, and Dak dinks and dunks and all that shit. So yeah, I lean over here. I probably will bet the over. You can actually put me on the over because most of these defenses aren't, worth backing defensively. Like I said, Dallas is last in points and points allowed. Atlanta's 22nd. Both of these defenses are giving up over 20 points a game. Atlanta's giving up 24. Dallas is giving up 30, 28 points allowed a game. So I think we'll soar over our total. But if you're making me choose a side, give me the Dirty Birds. This is a one-dimensional offense. They can't do anything but throw the ball when they're down. So yeah, put me on Atlanta, man. There's just no way I can find a way to back these Cowboys right now on the road at that.
Hey, I understand all that. And I'm not saying I'm going to bet the Cowboys. I'm just going to give you a different angle of how it could be a possibility that they can pull this game off.
I'm
simply
listening.
because, number one, they're the more desperate.
Pull the game off or pull the cover off?
Cover, possibly game.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because I believe it's going to come down to the field goal. I think it's going to come down to the last possession, and I think Dallas is going to have the ball, and I think their field goal kicker is going to kick a field goal and win the game. That's just me. I believe it's going to be that. Or it could be the opposite way, and they'll push. You get what I'm saying? If the Falcons win by 3, it's a push. You get what I'm saying? I think it's going to go like that. But one of the reasons why is just simply because I believe they're getting healthier on defense. They're getting some players back. You get what I'm saying? And Kirk Cousins versus the NFC outside of his division since 2022 is 3-7 versus the NFC. So this is a prime example and opportunity for the Cowboys to catch Atlanta slipping. They're 5-3, 3-1 in their last 4. They're rolling. You get what I'm saying? And the Cowboys are 2-5 against the spread. They've lost 2 in a row, 3-4 in the record. So I'm just thinking that they're the more desperate team. They're going to fight in this game. They know that they are vulnerable when it comes, like I said, because the Falcons don't have a pass rush. Marley. So if Dak can sit back there, you hear what I'm saying, and throw, it's a possibility he could get lucky, and score. So I can see that because I like the pressure for Dak. He can't handle pressure. And we know they can't run the ball. So if he can sit back there and pick Atlanta's defense apart, which they do give up. You see what I'm saying? 250 yards in the last 4 games in the passing game. So, I see it's a possibility. I'm not saying I'm going to take it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a possibility. Now, back to this. Kirk Cousins, interesting prop here. He's thrown an interception in all of his home games so far this year. And he's thrown an interception 8 out of his last 9 games indoors. So, if you're looking for a prop, you can take Kirk.
Play indoors?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, at home. You get what I'm saying? So he's thrown one in every single home game. So listen, you can take Kirk Cousins. You can also take Dak. You can even parlay them together. And I believe you can get some good money because both of these quarterbacks are going to have to throw the ball. I don't believe it's going to be any type of run game, especially on Dallas side. So they're going to have to throw the ball. I'm looking at 35 attempts from each of them, possibly 40. And I agree with you. I believe it's a high-scoring game. I concur with the over 51.5 because I believe it's going to take a lot of points for one of these teams to win this game because of the efficiencies that they have on the side of the balls that they, have deficiencies on. So other than that, I'm going to pass it. I'm just going to sit back and watch because, I'm like you. I don't want to put my money on Dallas, but I see it's a path. And I just want to explain the path because this is what we do on the show. We give them a path and see if they want to make that decision. But that don't mean that I'm going to be on it. Yeah, I feel you. I never said I was going to do that. I just said it could be a possibility. Let's go to this one. Miami +6 on the road. Division game versus these Buffalo Bills. Over under 49.5. I got 49. Let me change that. That should be 49.5. Yeah. There you go. 49.5. So Buffalo, won 3 in a row, 6-2 record. Miami, 1-6 against the spread. Now, we do know that most of that is with Tua being out because they're 1-9 against the spread in their last 10. So a lot of that was Tua. But I think I want to just focus on Tua coming back, and I just want to see how they did last week. Put up 27 points, 377 yards. He was 40% on third down. So he didn't have a bad game. You get what I'm saying? It was just the Cardinals was able to pull that game off at the end with a field goal kick and walked it off. So it's not like Miami got blew out. So I think they're going to come into this game, Marley, and want to cover these points. I'm not saying they're going to win, but remember, this is the team that knocked Tua out in week 2.
Right.
So I believe that they're going to remember that. Not necessarily trying to get some get back, for Tua, but I just believe that they know that this is a determining game for them. Their season is on the line, Miami, right now, and the fact that he's back, they're going to put all into it to try to come and give a good fight versus Buffalo, man, because Buffalo has Miami number, and I know they know that. And a lot of times teams just get tired of the same team beating on them like that. And I understand that from the psychological point of view of an athlete, so I'm heavily leaning to the +6, Marley. I'm really heavily leaning to the +6. Not to mention, I got an interesting trend. You're going to like this. Teams that have played Arizona in their last game, even if they won or lost, are 16-5 straight up in their next game out of the last 21. So I think they can cover, but I'm not going to take the win because I just think Buffalo's the better team. Offensive-wise, I think Josh Allen is better. Their defense is better as far as the sacks, takeaways. They got 5 in their last 4. So, and like I said, Tua's just coming back. But this is the divisional game, and I believe that the defense is going to fight and make it hard for Josh Allen. So, not to say they're going to win, but I think they're going to keep it close, and I'm heavily leaning to the +6.
Yeah, I'm actually leaning the other way. I'm actually leaning minus. And mainly because, so like you said, that's the game they knocked Tua out of, right? Last time he played. But they was beating the shit out the Dolphins at that point.
They were.
If I'm not mistaken, when he got knocked out, we were already in like the third, fourth quarter. I mean, the game was over. So, and that game was in Miami. I don't know why is Tua going to be any better against this team. Like you said, I don't know if it's what it is with Buffalo, but they just seem to have the Dolphins number for whatever reason. Like my thing with and every time I look at the 6 and I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of points, like take the 6. But I think about that game and I'm just like, the first 3 quarters when they had to, they didn't do shit. So why I think they gonna do shit now? You know what I mean? And then I look at Josh Allen and look, I'm not the biggest Josh Allen fan. If I recall, I went on Jimmy's show right before they played the Ravens. It was like, come on, bro, we do this every year. Josh Allen, MVP candidate, and then we get to the playoffs and he's fucking turnover machine. But he's not turning the ball over, LJ. Like, I don't think he's thrown an interception yet, if I'm not mistaken.
He threw one. He threw one last week. I think he threw one last week.
He threw one last week. Okay,
let me double check that.
First interception of the season. He's playing very un-Josh Allen-like. Dare I say he's playing old school Aaron Rodgers, like not turning the ball over. Well, no, I won't say that. That's probably a stretch, but he's not turning the ball over. My point. And you got another week that Amari Cooper is learning the offense. He didn't do much last week. I think that's just more of a Yeah, I think he hasn't been as involved because he's still learning the offense, still learning. So we got another week with that. Man, I think I lean. So the play I do like more than I like the 6, though. I like the over. I do like Miami's offensive ability to score a little bit better with Tua. Like you said, they put up 20-some points against the Cardinals. Cardinals defense is but I mean the Bills defense is not like, it's not like they're playing the fucking Steelers defense out there. 7th in point score. They're 17th in passing, 20th in rushing. So like there's holes to be had. I like the over.
You can run on Buffalo.
So I like Achane and Mozart to do some damage, maybe play action. You got Waddle and you got Cheetah. So 49.5. I mean, I expect the Bills to give me in the high 20s to 30s. That's what they've been doing for the past couple of weeks. I think they're averaging 28 points per game right now. Let me double check on that real quick. I got it right here. Yeah, 28.4 points per game. So, you know, unless that defense comes studs up, I don't think they're going to stop the Bills. So I definitely like the over 49.5. But I lean toward that -6, LJ. If I can, I would say if I can get it at a 5 under a 6, but that don't make that much of a difference to me personally. I know it won't get to a 3. But I lean on a 6, but you can put me on the over.
All right, sir. I got you. Boy, say he locked and loaded tonight. He on the
Yeah,
over.
man, I'm just to it, man. I don't know. Second week back, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not saying they're gonna win because Buffalo is still top 10 in points scored and points allowed. But I just think the 6,
it's a lot.
I think they can cover that. I'm just saying. I just think of the situation is all I'm thinking about right now. Because it's their season, dog.
Yeah, that's true.
Miami's done after this. All right, brother. Let's move on to this. The interesting game right here. You know, Chargers going out to Cleveland Browns +1.5 home dog. Over under 42.5. I'm just gonna simply say probably under in this game because I look at it like you know, Jameis Winston came back. You know, he shouldn't have won that game because Baltimore had an interception at the end of the game and the defender just dropped the ball. And then the very next play, he scored the touchdown. And I knew it was going to happen because those are opportunities that you just cannot slip away. You know, this is NFL football. You know, he should have caught that interception. That would have been game. You know what I'm saying? They could have kneeled, walked off. But unfortunately, Cleveland won that game, and now Jameis Winston, you know, got to play a tough defense because the Chargers defense is ranked number 1 in points allowed. They're only giving up 13 points a game in their last 3 games. So,
right.
I mean, granted, they probably played some cupcakes. I get it. But Jameis Winston, you know, I mean, if he was a valuable quarterback, he would be starting, you know. And I just think the first game coming back was just a rejuvenation of not having Deshaun Watson out there. But I think this game, they're probably going to come back down to earth and realize that this is a tough opponent that they're going to try to go against. And the Chargers are good, man. You know, they're 2-1 in their last 3. They got a 4-3 record. It's just that when they get into the red zone, they kind of stall because they don't have a viable option that they can go to, like a number 1 type receiver.
Yeah, because Jim Harbaugh traded every goddamn.
Yeah, you know, he's a run stop. You know, he's a run the ball, play defense type of coach. You know, and if you get a pass here and there, you just get a pass. You know, he's not really a pass oriented type of coach. So, but all that said, I'm probably going to take a under 42.5 just because I think the Chargers defense can hold Winston under the team total, and I don't think the Chargers are going to score that many. You know, they're on the road. So as long as they can get up maybe 21 to 10, 15, you get what I'm saying? I mean, that's the under, bro. And I actually see that going this way. I see a lot of field goals. I see the Chargers kicking about a couple of field goals, and I see the Browns kicking some field goals. I don't see a lot of touchdowns in this game. So, yeah, I'm going to lean under. Probably going to get to the window, though, but I'm going to lean under 42.5.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might make it to the window with this.
What up, Justin?
I'm not sure yet. I'm not 100% sure yet, but the more I look at it, the more I'm like Chargers, right? Chargers money line has to be the play here, right? Like, do we believe that shit with Jameis is gonna happen again? Like, what the fuck? What's going on? I mean, he had a good game, but and Jameis is a capable starter, kind of borderline starter. Like, he can slang it, but one thing we do know is Jameis gonna turn that ball over. Like, Jameis he gonna throw some interceptions. He gonna throw it. He gonna throw it to everybody, your team and the other team. He is gonna throw that. He will turn that hole over. And like you said, the Chargers is a pretty good goddamn defense. Quietly, I mean, yeah, they haven't had the toughest opponents. I get it. But the Browns is not one of the tougher opponents, right? Am I tripping? It's not like you going out here against the Chiefs or the Ravens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they've played New Orleans, Arizona. They played a good defense in Denver, KC, and Pitt. I mean, shit, it's not. I just don't see it. I don't see how much improvement can Jameis Winston make on this offense. What are we saying? Like, and I think this is a perfect opportunity for Vegas to steal all of the public's money, because the public is about to bet the shit out the Browns with Jameis Winston at the crib.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be with Vegas on this one. I'm going to be with Justin Herbert, who's quietly playing good. He's not lighting it up, but I think that's more of a so Harbaugh traded all his weapons. And like you said, he's a run-first minded head coach. But if you look at the numbers, Herbert's thrown 8 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Like, he's not turning the ball over. He hasn't thrown for a chunk of yards because that's not their offense. So give me the Chargers, bro. I think if we wait this out, we probably could get plus money. Honestly,
yeah.
I feel like the money.
Yeah, you want to make it official or wait? You want to wait or make it official?
No, I mean, we can wait to make it to see if we get a better line. If the line doesn't change, I still want the Chargers. You know what I mean? I don't know how you want to do that for show purposes, but
I got it.
I'm saying, even if I just look at the Browns defensively and just be like, all right, the offense is a wash, because they're still I don't even want to see that. No, I want to see their ranks. They're still 18th in points allowed. They're 11th in passing. So they're like middle of the road. But the Chargers defense is like top tier. They're top 10. Number 1 in points allowed, 9 in passing. Like, James is going to have a tough time moving this ball against this offense. And he doesn't even have Amari Cooper anymore. So, I mean, Njoku, the tight end, Chubb's come back, but Chubb's he's not in form yet. So, yeah, I don't know. I just think I like the Chargers here. I think they're a better team with a better coach.
Now, I do agree with that. Definitely, sir. All right, man. I don't know if you want to too much on this one. Raiders plus 7.
I don't. I'm not.
You don't have anything on this, right? Okay.
I do not have anything.
Hey, we can move on. We don't have to.
I think Bengals, I guess. I want to put my money on the Raiders.
We can move on, but I just typed it out just because it was part of the games. What about this one? Patriots. Yes. I got an interesting angle on this. I really don't. I haven't made it official just because of how worse these two teams are, against the spread. But I have another angle in this game.
Go ahead. Spit it out.
Yeah. Both these teams are horrible as far as points. You get what I'm saying? Yards, turnovers. Titans have 7 turnovers in their last 3 games. They're giving up 35 points in their last 3 games. Patriots giving up 27. They're giving up 167 rushing yards in the last 4 games. But all that said, everybody knows this. The fact that when you play Detroit and you go to your next game, you lose.
Yeah.
And that applies to the Titans. But do I want to trust the Patriots are going to beat the Titans? Can I trust that on the road as a dog?
Who's playing quarterback? Because May got hurt.
I believe it's May. I mean, I would think it's May, to be honest with you.
Well, I know he got knocked out the game.
I mean, I don't know if he's been cleared or not. I mean, I don't got the injury reports up because
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not betting this game, so you don't even have to.
I'm not betting it either. I just wanted to mention that trend. You know what I'm saying?
I do like it too.
Yeah, that's just something to follow throughout the year. Because there's going to be other opportunities that we could take that trend. Like Houston's coming up. I'm saying? We got to play them Sunday, and guess what? We play Dallas that next week, so that means that we will lose versus Dallas if this trend.
I know. I've thought about that, bro. That's the one game we cannot lose. Bro.
Nah, I'm going down there too, so I'm gonna be talking shit. I'm gonna be in the mix with the motherfuckers for real. All right, man.
That's why I already bet the Patriots plus 145. I'm not mad at you. And they just lost Dre too. I mean, I don't know how much help he was doing over there. But
he said he already bet it, huh?
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you, Justin. That boy Justin be getting it. All right, man. What about this? So Washington versus the Giants, man. Giants plus 4 home dog. And I really don't have to go into detail in this game because we already know the trend for the Giants. I don't know if you know this, Marley. You know, we've been playing it for the past 4 years. I mean, Giants at home take the under. I mean, it's a ridiculous trend that goes all the way back to 2020. 19-0 to the under as a home dog since 2020.
That's wild.
Home games averaging only 31 points. Not to mention, Daniel Jones, since he's been the quarterback of the Giants, the under is 31, 12, and 2. Not to mention 25, 8, and 2 as a home dog, 4-0 to the under as a home dog so far this season. So, Marley, we don't have to think about this. We already know Washington is a good team. They're top 10 in points scored and points allowed. So, even if the Washington Redskins put up 30 points, which they're averaging 29 points in the last 4 games. Listen. The Giants are only averaging 14 points in their last 4 games. So if they put up 30 and they put up 14, I still go under. You get what I'm saying? So, no, because I don't think they're going to get 14. I think they're going to get 10. You get what I'm saying? So I believe
14 on the season. Fuck the
last 4 games. But
I got them on the season. My notes got the season.
Hey, well, look,
wrong.
No, it ain't wrong because I only did the last 4 games. You get what I'm saying? But all that said, I don't believe they're going to be able to score just because Washington defense has gotten better. You know,
yes.
They've only allowed 16 points in the last 4 games, under 300 yards total. They've had 13 sacks, 24 quarterback hits, and 5 takeaways in the last 4 games. So they're getting after the quarterback and they're taking the ball away. So Daniel Jones at home is a travesty. And we all know this. The Giants know this. And they're going against a divisional foe that is possibly going to win this division because Washington is 6-1-1 against the spread in their 8 games, 3-1 in their last 4. So I'm all on Washington, Marley, minus the 4. And I'm on the under 44. I believe it went to 44.5, though. Let me double check that. No, it's still at 44. So, yeah, I'm on the under. Because I don't think the Giants are going to put up 14-1. That's just me.
So, quick little side note real quick. Jaden Daniels is my fantasy quarterback, right?
Okay.
I had Josh Allen. I got Josh Allen first, and then I got Jaden Daniels like late in the draft. You know, didn't think he'd be doing this. I say that to say this. I traded Josh Allen. Probably about 2-3 weeks ago, and kept Jaden Daniels. And my main reasoning was because Jaden Daniels has to play the Giants, the Cowboys, and at the time, Philly wasn't being as good as they're looking lately. But and Philly, and I say the Giants are just they're terrible. Them and the Cowboys, these are 2 teams that I cannot back. And I think when I did Jimmy show, was that last week the Steelers played the Giants? I took the -6. It was a couple people in the chat. That was Giants money line and some other shit. And I couldn't believe what I was reading. But yeah, I mean, I can't say no much more than what you said, LJ. They're averaging 14 points a game. They're averaging less than 200 yards passing. I guess 100 yards is decent. I don't think it's decent for an offense total average. I know Daniel Jones is a lot of that rushing. Defensively, they're giving up 21 points per game. You know, me and you have been preaching point differential for I don't know how many years now. So there's no way I can take a team that gives up a touchdown more than what they average. Now, I can't believe we're getting a 4. I guess that's because Washington only won by a Hail Mary last week, but me and you saw that Bears defense up close. That Bears defense is for real. So I think that's what happened with Washington last week. And we saw Daniel Jones on prime time last week against Steelers. He's a turnover waiting to happen. Like you said, Washington's playing good right now. They don't have many weapons. Daniel Jones is more athletic, less intelligent. Jamichael Garoppolo. That's not a bad comparison. But yeah, man, I'm right there with you. I'm actually on the -4 as well. That under kind of scares me a little bit, LJ, but I can't buck that trend. So yeah, I'll ride with you on that too.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be, like I said, I'm gonna live with the results. But if Washington put up points and go over, hey, I just gotta live with it.
That's what scares me. Like Washington can easily score 30 plus points in this game. I mean, the Giants' defense isn't terrible. It's not as bad as the offense is. I mean, it's not great, but it's like they're decent against the pass. They're 6th against the pass. They're 13th in points allowed. They can't stop the run is the problem. And Washington can run it too. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It's risky at 44, but like you said, it just depends on how many points the Giants give you. If they give you that 10, then I think
their team total is over 20.5. I think I'm going to take
Giants team total.
Yes, I think I'm going to take the under because they only scored 20 plus points. Only twice all year. They've scored more than 20 points twice all year. And they scored
last 3 games. What was Washington's giving?
They scored 18 versus the Commanders in week 2. They didn't even get to 20 points in week 2.
23. So, I like it.
Yeah.
Washington's team totals. I mean, they gave up 18 against the Bears, 7 against Carolina. That doesn't say much. But they only gave up 23 against the Ravens. And they gave up 30, excuse me. 30 against the Ravens.
But see, that's outside their
13 against the Browns, 14 against Arizona. So the only team got over 20 is the Ravens. And I can't. I'm not gonna hold that.
Tampa Bay got over 20 the very first game.
Well, I was just looking at the last 5.
And also another interesting thing about Washington.
But Tampa was the first game of the season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And look, in that first game, Washington did not score in the first quarter, right? But every quarter after that until right now, they've scored in 30 of their 31 quarters. Like they score, man, either a field goal or a touchdown. They don't go without scoring in quarters. So I think they're number 1 in yards per drive. They get points, so it's going to be hard. But the Giants, like I said, this is a divisional game. So I'm not expecting that to happen versus the Giants because these two teams pretty much know each other. But I still think that, I get that. You know what I'm saying? You're right. And they've already played. You get what I'm saying? They played week 2. So if Jay Daniels just have a spectacular game, I'm just going to have to live with it. But I think
that was that field goal game.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I think, he can cover the 4 on a touchdown. I think he can win by a touchdown. And I just think it'll just be low scoring just because I don't think they're going to score a lot on the Giants. But, hey, I could be wrong. But, hey, it remains to be seen. We'll see what happens. All right, man, let's get to this one because this is going to be a doozy right here. Oh, did you have a play after the Chargers? Who did you say after the Chargers?
This was the game after the Chargers.
You didn't have none, right? Oh, you said -4, right?
Washington?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, just want to make sure. All right, cool. This one, Marley. Let's talk about this one, man. Let's talk about this. Detroit, man. Detroit. Road favorite. -2.5. Going out to Lambeau Field. Take on these Green Bay Packers. Totals over under 48.5. Now, these two teams are probably 1 or 2 or 3 in the NFC right now. But is Jordan Love going to play is the question in this game because we're probably going to have to wait till Sunday just to see if he plays because I'm not trying to put my money on Malik Willis, even though Packers could win the game because Detroit, first game outside, we know how Jared Goff is, out in the elements. He's not the same quarterback as if he has that roof over his head. But Detroit's 6-1 against the spread, man. They won 5 in a row, so they reeling right now. 42 points in the last 3 games, averaging. Now, third downs, their last 3 games, they're 11 of 29, which is an average of 3 and 9. So they haven't been too well on third downs because they're relying on big plays like first downs. They probably will go get a touchdown or get like way down the field. So they're not driving down the field, like I said, extending long drives for the most part. They're getting big plays because their offense is so explosive. So, I'm hoping Jordan Love plays because I want to put money on the Packers, Marley. And this is the reason why. This is a division game. And LaFleur versus the spread is excellent. 17-4 against the spread as a dog, 3+ points. You get what I'm saying? 6-2 record. They've won 4 in a row. And he knows this is a big game. And he knows that the pundits are saying the Detroit is probably, number 1 in this division, possibly in the NFL. So all the hype is on Detroit right now. And I think LaFleur is the type of coach to psychologically get into your mind to be like, hey, let's hold on for a second. This is a divisional game. Let's see where they're at outside of their elements versus a quarterback that I believe that, can put up points. But it just depends on if Jordan Love play. So if Jordan Love's play, Marley, I'm almost sure that I'm going to get to the window with the +2.5 with the Packers.
All right. So, depends. I need to know the weather. I think there's a slight chance it may rain. I was looking it up earlier today.
Okay.
If it rains, I want the under.
Okay.
If not, then I think I want the Lions. And I'm just not fading the Lions.
I feel you.
They've given me no reason.
I understand. I understand completely.
The one time I did, because I've been riding with them. I rode with them the Cowboy game, easy money. I rode with them. I have to go look at their schedule to look at the other games. I rode with them. I didn't ride with them last week, but I rode against Seattle. I rode against Seattle. I rode against Dallas, and I faded Minnesota and faded the Rams. So, with that being said, though, Goff is just fucking playing amazing, and I get it. He's not the same quarterback as he is indoors versus outdoors. That's why I said I need to know the weather, because if it's a good day, because it's still early, it's not quite winter time. It's not like freezing out there right now. I got temperature being around 50s. That's cool, but if it's raining and a little cold, put me on the Packers. And put me on the under because they won't be able to throw the ball. But this offense, bro, Montgomery, Gibbs, Williams, Brown. What's the tight end's name?
Sam
Laporta. I mean, it's just fucking weapons everywhere. They can run it and throw it. Goff is like a surgeon out there. Last couple games, he started the game off like 15 for 15 and 12 for 12. He out there dissecting defenses. The defense is actually playing damn good against the run. I think there are let me go scroll back up some numbers up here. I think they're top 5 or right outside of the top 5 in stopping the run. Yeah, 15 yards allowed for rushing and 9th in points scored. The problem is they can't stop the pass. But like you said, if there's Malik Willis in there, even though he looked okay, I mean, in place of Jordan Love, he stepped in very nicely. So, but I'm not fading this Lions team right now. That offense is scary. I really would. You got team total? I don't have team totals.
Yeah, I got them. What you want? Detroit?
Yes.
Another thing about it is that both these teams are both top 10 in points scored and points allowed. So all the numbers are pretty much mirroring each other. And
I watched Jacksonville. I watched them let the Jaguars carve up that Green Bay defense.
Team total for the Detroit Lions, 25.5.
I like that.
You making it official?
No, because I don't know the weather.
Okay.
If I knew the weather, I'd tell you.
So this will wait and see.
We'll have to check back in on Sunday.
Okay. On this. No worries. I understand.
I lean toward the Lions. So,
hey man, we are on opposite sides right there. But like I said, I need to know quarterback. You need to know weather. So we both have uncertainties right now.
weather is definitely important. What they say, he got small hands. It's cold. It's raining.
Yeah. Let's talk about this one, man. Caleb Williams, Chicago Bears, road dog +1. Going out to the Arizona Cardinals, over under 44.5. And I believe that the Bears should be highly upset for giving up a Hail Mary that they know damn well sure they should have knocked down that ball. You know, and I don't want to even say it was an honest mistake. It was a stupid mistake because why'd you tip it in the air? You could have knocked it down.
I want to say I don't think that's what they tried to do.
Well, that's what happened. And the fact that happened is probably stinging with them all week. And now they're going on the road to go against a Cardinals team who is coming off 2 wins in a row, Marley. Since 2021, Kyler Murray has won 2 games in a row, Marley. That's crazy.
Last time he did that?
Huh?
When the last time he did that?
2021.
That's what you said.
Yes, since 2021, Kyler Murray did not win 2 games in a row. Now, am I expecting him to win 3 games in a row? Versus the Bears defense that's only given up 14 points in their last 3 games. 10 sacks last 3 games, 25 quarterback hits. I mean, bro, this defense gets after the quarterback. We saw it firsthand. You get what I'm saying? Defense was good. So the fact that Kyler Murray is on a winning streak, and, you know, I believe that they walked off that field goal too. So it was a last-minute win that now they got to come back home versus a team that's going to probably have it on the blade, in my opinion. So I'm not taking the side. I'm going to stick to the under, Marley. I'm going to take the under 44.5 just because I believe the Bears defense is going to keep the Cardinals limited in their points. You know, they're averaging 20 points in the last 3 games. They possibly could keep them under that 20 points. And the fact that the Bears, 8 out of the last 9 games have gone under on the road, I can easily see this happening again. Not to mention 13 straight games, they've held their opponent to under 21 points or less. So I believe that happens again as well. Both these teams are not good on third down, so I see a lot of punting. I see possibly field goal kick attempts. Santos for the Bears. This is a prop alert right here. Over 1.5 field goals because the Arizona Cardinals have allowed over 1.5 field goals 6 out of their 8 games so far on the season, and they've allowed that in 5 straight. So that's something to look for right there. But all that said, I'm going to take the under, Marley, just because I don't believe a lot of points are going to be scored. But I think the Bears will win the game just because, like I said, they should be mad coming off that Hail Mary loss. But I'm not going to trust it. I'm just going to take the official data that I have, and that's the under 44.
Yeah, I'm actually right there with you on the under. I said this earlier in the show. Like,
but you might would be, brother.
They Bears defense is for real. Watched them up close and personal myself. Fucking flies around. 4th in points scored, 7th in passing yards, 11th in rushing. Rushing yards allowed, past 7th in passing yards allowed. And the Arizona offense is not very good. They're very mediocre to bad. At least based on where they rank. Statistically, 19th in points scored, 25th in passing yards, 6th in rushing yards. Well, they can run the ball pretty okay, but I think most of that rushing is Kyler running around versus James Conner. And don't get me wrong, like James Conner is a very good running back, but a lot of that is Kyler scrambling around, which I think maybe that slows the Bears down a little bit, but it's gonna get tough in the red zone. You know, when the field shrinks and the Bears just don't allow a lot of shit, a lot of people to get in the end zone. Like I said, they're 4th in points scored. So And as much as we talk about the Bears being stagnant on offense, they actually are ranked better than Arizona offensively. So I lean toward the Bears. Honestly, he's just Kyler's not playing bad, man. 11 touchdowns, he's not turning the ball over. And Caleb, I still kind of just don't know where he is right now at this point. Like he has up and down games, which as every rookie does. Well, CJ didn't, but Jaden's not. Every other rookies do. But yeah, I'm right there with you, LJ. Put me on the under 44 and a half. I think we're good on the Bears side of things. It just depends on what the Cardinals can do defensively. And they're not the best defensively,
No.
They're near the bottom in all statistical categories. But like I said, it's not like Caleb has been, shredding defenses lately. So
right.
We might be all right.
Yeah. I'm confident. For sure. Let's talk about this one.
Okay.
Divisional game. We have the Rams -1. Is that right? Yeah, -1 versus the Seattle. Yeah. Over under 48. Interesting to think your thoughts on this one because I do have a play in this game, but I would like to hear your thoughts on this one first.
Yeah, man. I like the Rams here. Is DK Metcalf coming back this week? Is he questionable?
I don't believe so. I believe he's still out.
Still out. And I think that I said that last week. I think that hurts them. This team, Seattle likes to throw the ball. Obviously, they lead the league in passing. And that's kind of my thing too, though. Like, you like to throw the ball all over the place. And Geno, in my opinion, is like okay. He's an okay quarterback. Maybe even if you want to say like he's slightly above average.
He's officially out. Metcalf is officially out.
Officially out. Yeah. So you take away one of his best, I think the best weapon. Kenneth Walker's up and down. He tends to get hurt. Smith and Jigba still young, still learning. And then Lockett, the vet, is good, but Geno turns the ball over too much for me, personally, to be big, even though he's at home. McDaniels has not turned around the defense as quickly as people in Seattle, I'm sure, would have liked. And to top it all off, we saw what the Rams look like when Matthew Stafford has weapons. So I don't think we can really judge the Rams early on in the season. We got to look at what they've done with the weapons that he has. With Punta and Cup back in the lineup, like, I don't think Seattle can slow this Rams offense down enough to win this game. They can make it interesting, but I don't think they got enough to necessarily beat the Rams. I'm on the Rams here. And then defensively, the Rams, they're middle of the road, right? They're not great at one thing. 18th in passing yards allowed, 26th rushing allowed, 23rd in points allowed per game. But then we go look at Seattle's defense. They're just as bad. They're last almost in rushing yards allowed, 14th in passing yards allowed, 19th in points scored. And they got a quarterback that turns the ball over. So give me Matthew Stafford over Geno Smith if you're gonna, -1. Yeah,
I'm right there with you, brother. I just want to get your thoughts, and I concur everything that you said. And it's just one thing that you could just say about Seattle, Marley. They can't run the ball. They can't stop the run. That's enough said right there. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to be on the field, and your defense is going to get gashed. So there's no advantage that you have on either other side of the ball. So Rams coming off their bye, man, they won 2 in a row, and they're putting up points, 25 a game. They're 7-9 in the red zone the last 2 games, only allowing 17 points. You know what I'm saying? Under 300 yards total yards, under 100 yards rushing allowed. So as long as they're healthy, I think the Rams is a viable team, man. I trust Sean McVay. Definitely. And I was looking to see if Nakua was questionable. It says he's still questionable, but McVay said I wouldn't bet against him playing. So he's on track to play. And this is a big divisional game. And I believe that they're going to play. And I just have fade Seattle. I have it in my notes. They're 2-5-1 against the spread off a loss. 1-3 in their last 4. And the fact that the Rams are 14-5 against the spread in their last 19 divisional games, which solidifies me that this is a bet that we're going to cash on because the Rams are playing good right now. And I don't think that they're going to let this vulnerable Seattle team come in their way. So I'm right there with you, my friend. We are on the Rams minus the 1 for sure.
Nate, what up, big dog? Celtics first quarter. You know what? You right.
Nate
been on first
building.
Celtics first quarter. I know 2 years straight.
Man, you can do first quarter and first half. All right, man. Let's talk about this. We don't have to talk too long, but Jacksonville plus 7.5 dog going out to Philadelphia, take on these Eagles over under 46. And for the most part, I'm thinking the Eagles probably should cover this spread, but I'm still hesitant on them just because, number one, they haven't scored in the first quarter all year. They're the only team that has not scored in the first quarter. Whole season. They have not scored in the first quarter. And number two, they're only 2-8 in the last 10 games as a favorite. So, and they're playing Jacksonville. You know, I know Jacksonville is not a good team, but I just have to see Philadelphia be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Even though they should win this game, I don't even know why I'm talking about it, to be honest, because they should be able to win this game, man. They're 3-0 off their bye. They haven't lost off their bye. So why would they let Jacksonville, you know, come in on the road, you know what I'm saying, and slip them up? Like, is that a possibility that the Eagles will let these Jacksonville Jaguars slip them up the way that Jacksonville's been playing? You know, they played the Packers tough, but the Packers still won the game. But I don't have anything official. You know, I just want to see if you had thoughts on it, you know.
If you could tell me a team total for Philly, I might be interested in the play. I'm definitely not taking – I'm with you. I'm not ready to take Philly minus a touchdown and a half, even against the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Like you said, the Jaguars played the Packers tough. I mean, like I said, that's the game I pushed on Jimmy Show on.
Philadelphia is over 27.5.
I don't like that neither.
Yeah.
It's too many points.
I agree.
They have to show me they can put that up. Here, if anything, you know, I would probably take the 7.5. The only thing that keeps me off is like if you're Jacksonville, like what are you playing for?
Yeah.
The season's over. You know, you're how many games? What the Texans are pretty much. I don't want to say like we got the division wrapped up, but it's a lot of football left to be played at the end of the day. But like, coaches on the hot seat, borderline about to get fired. I think Christian Kirk and what's the other receiver over there? I think they're both out. They were both out last week anyway. I just don't see. I don't know. Christian Kirk hurt his collarbone. He's out for the season. I didn't even know that. I just knew he was hurt. Gabriel Davis, yeah, questionable shoulder. ETN's questionable with a hamstring. It's just like they're 2-6. Like, you know, what do we do if this game gets out of hand? Philly's at home. You know, they gonna be rocking in Philly now at the little 3-game win streak. I can see it getting out of hand, but I'm just not ready to back them minus 7.5 yet. And there's no way I still wouldn't take the Jags. I was gonna try to talk myself into it, but no, they're so banged up too offensively. It's just definitely a stay away for me. If I could have got that team total around 24, you know, 25 maybe, I would have taken over.
Yeah, that's total, but I agree. That's too high. I can't trust Philadelphia to do that. You know, so yeah, nothing official in this one. This is the last one right here. I don't know if you have a lot on it, but we got the Colts plus the 5.5 Sunday Night Football versus the Minnesota Vikings over under 46.5. And I possibly just lean Vikings. You get what I'm saying? Just because they're coming off 2 losses and they've had a lot of rest. You know, they ain't played since last Thursday versus the Rams. So then they got a whole week, and now you come back and play Sunday night. You get what I'm saying? And you know, they're 5-2 against the spread so far. But the Colts are 7-1 against the spread, number 1 team in the NFL. So they cover spreads. They may not win the game because they're 4-4 record, but they cover spreads. They're coming off a loss versus us, and they bitched their quarterback, Anthony Richardson. We saw that. He tapped the helmet. I need a break, coach. I need time out.
Stop.
Yeah, that doesn't bode well in professional football. That's not a good look. So
it doesn't bode well with athletes.
Costing your job. So now the old man comes in, and actually they're better with the Colts, with Flacco. So
that's what the numbers say.
Yeah, they are. And the coach understands that too. So he understands that we are vulnerable right now in the division. So, hey, if I can bring another quarterback in here and get rolling a little bit, we can have a possibility to fight for this division. And I understand the coach's mentality, and what he's doing is going to Flacco. He still has a chance. So all that said, I probably will cover the 5.5, but I just think the Vikings win the game. I don't have anything official. I just want to, it's on the schedule, so I didn't know if you had any thoughts on it, so I just put it on.
Hey, if I have a good day Sunday, I'm dropping on the Colts plus 5.5.
Okay.
You said it. 7-1 ATS. I was interested to know how many of those games were Joe Flacco versus Anthony Richardson. I know the one got to be Anthony Richardson, but I think Joe Flacco won. When he started 3 games.
I'm not sure.
He won all 3 of his games. Anyway, regardless, doesn't even matter. Like you said, they are a way better team with Joe Flacco starting.
Yes, they are.
And that doesn't mean, in my opinion, I'm not saying Anthony Richardson is just not ready right now. Like, he didn't play a lot in college. Like, when I say a lot, he didn't play a lot of games.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the experience right now. So I don't think it's over for him in Indy yet. But I think right now, I think the players are just going to be like, we got a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Anthony Richardson was starting, I think they felt like we don't have a chance.
Bro, I don't mean to interrupt you, but the New York Knicks are up 51-19 with 8 minutes left in the second quarter.
Good, because I took the Knicks today. So
I did too.
It was -6, I think.
I took first quarter, first half, and full game. I took it all.
That's great.
Okay, well, hey, me and you should be happy then.
Yeah.
But continue. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just thought
No.
was interesting.
Great news.
Yeah,
man. I mean, I just, Anthony Richardson's not ready. Long story short, I think, and then, they got some guys back last week. Jonathan Taylor came back. Pittman came back. So got some weapons, got something to work with. Buckner came back on the defense last week. So, and we saw the Vikings are starting to come back down to earth. I don't think they win the game. It's going to be hard to go in there and actually get a win. But I do think Flacco and that offense can keep it close, because I just don't think the Vikings, they're not going to go out there. I don't think they're going to just go out there and light it up. Especially after the way they've been playing. Might even see a little bit of rust. Like you said, they haven't played in a while. But the building will be electric. I won't make anything official. Like I said, if I have a great day on Sunday, then I might sprinkle a little something on the 5.5. It might go up. I can definitely see the public jumping all over the Vikings -5.5 at home.
Yeah, I'm right there, man.
Some people's parlays.
Yeah. Just because I've been tracking the AFC versus NFC teams this year, and the NFC is 25-18 straight up versus the AFC this year.
Oh, so they whooping us.
Yeah, not to mention.
Shit, they're good this year. Fucking Minnesota, Green Bay, and the Lions.
Yeah, shit. And if the NFC is on the road, if the NFC is on the road versus the AFC, it's 10-5-3.
Oh, conference against conference.
Yeah.
Division.
Conference versus conference. The NFC is dominating right now versus the
That's
AFC.
Crazy. Because they're not the better defense.
Well, hey.
Matchup stuff.
So that's it, man. But look, Marley, hold on. Let me put your plays up. See if it's all you had. You had Ravens -6.
First half, yeah.
I need to put first half. You're right. I need to put first half. I need to make it right. Let me put first half right there. Glad you said so. Okay. because I want to start some up. Back up with us. Okay, add. Dang, bro, I won't add.
Gotta get our football shit together.
Wow.
It's cool. We know what it is.
Nah, hold on. Nah, man, we finna make this official, bro. Yeah, there we go. I ain't want to scroll it, but hey, it is what it is. Ravens minus the 6 first half. He has Dallas and Atlanta over 51.5. He has the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills over 49.5. We have the Chargers plus 1.5, possibly money line. And he has Washington minus 4. Bears, Arizona under 44.5, and the Rams minus 1. How does that sound?
Sound about right.
That sounds right. All right, my friend. Now, I wanted to bring back a segment, Marley. You remember back in the day when we used to do the $5 come up?
Yeah,
I think we should do a $5 come up for the people, man. You know, it could be money line, it could be spread. You know, whichever 2 plays that you are confident in, let's put that on a parlay, and then I'll choose 2 that I'm confident in, and then we'll have one consensus one that we both agree on, and it'll be a 5-leg play for $5. So,
all right.
give me your first confident play that you have.
My first one will be Chargers.
We go in.
Oh, you know what? No. Rams.
Okay, I like that one. That's a good one. Rams minus 1. Okay, I am gonna go with. What do I want to go with? I'm gonna say Washington minus the 4 over the Giants.
All right. My next one will be Cowboys Falcons over 51.
I like it. Those are your 2 most ones. Okay, my other confident one is going to be. Oh, that's a good one. I don't. Ooh, man. You know what, Marley? You know what, man? You know what? I want to take this Miami plus 6, man. I really think Miami is gonna play hard, man. I think Miami's gonna play hard. But you know what? Let's not do that one. Let's go Bears and Cardinals under 44. Okay. Let's do that one. We got one more that we both have to agree on. We got it. So, what else did we agree on? Washington. We agree on Washington. You know, Dallas good. So we got Chargers, Browns, Saints, Panthers, Miami, Bills, Broncos, Ravens, Colts, Vikings. We can money line some because we don't have a money line yet. We got a spread and a total.
Money line the Vikings.
Money line the Vikings.
How you feel about that? No, you think Flacco got a chance to go in there and get that?
I mean, the chances of the Vikings losing 3 in a row, coming off a long rest, versus a Colts team that just benched their quarterback on a short week. Let's roll with that. Because Detroit and the Packers, man, that's a close one. We don't really want to try to dissect to see who's going to come out in that game, and that's a short number. So let's do it.
That Detroit Packers, that's too tight.
So would you rather Ravens over the Broncos money line or Vikings and Colts money line? Do you think the Broncos will upset the Ravens? Ravens coming off a loss versus a rookie quarterback on the road?
No, I don't think so.
Because the only reason why I say that is because, first of all, we're going to have to wait till Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? Number one. And number two, it's a cross-conference game. You get what I'm saying? And who knows, man? I think I'm just confident that the Ravens and the Broncos are both an AFC conference team. The Ravens coming off a loss versus the Broncos that has a rookie quarterback on the road. I think we should money line the Ravens.
That defense for Denver is
you like it, huh? All right, man. Look, let's keep it. I ain't gonna try to buck the system. Go with your first thought.
I understand though. Not wait until tonight.
Yeah, I don't want to wait, but hey, it's all good. So we have Dallas Cowboys.
I feel like that's safer though. The Broncos, just the Colts. The Colts. We can go with the Ravens. I'm comfortable with the Ravens.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Before I lock it in.
I'm comfortable with it.
All right. Let me change it up. All right. So we have Dallas. Let me type it out.
I'm gonna take it. I'm actually gonna do that.
Over. Yeah, I'm gonna do it too. 51.5. We have Ravens money line. We have Washington minus the 4. We have Bears, Arizona under 45.5. And we have the Rams minus 1. I like this, man. This is a nice little parlay, man. I like this. I really do like this. So, this is the parlay. Dallas, Atlanta over 51.5. We have the Ravens money line. We have the Commanders, Washington minus 4. We have the Bears in Arizona under 40. Oh, man. Hold on. I didn't put under. I'm sorry. I'll make it right.
Take that scroll down.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me take it out. Let me take it out, bro. Let me take it out. Damn. Okay. There we go. Oh, my God. It won't hit it. So, look. Either way, we have like I said, Cowboys and Falcons over 51.5. Ravens money line. Washington minus 4. Bears, Cardinals under 45.5. Rams minus 1. $5. And we are looking at $72 will be the parlay for this week, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that we're going to start up. You know, this is the midway of the season.
Come up right there.
Yeah. We're going to start this up. This is the midway of the season. And teams are not going to start defining themselves, distancing themselves from sorry teams. We're going to see who has their identity. And I'm pretty sure we'll be confident enough to, make our plays and get some money, man. So I have this parlay on here. It just won't show on the screen. But, hey, it is what it is. I ain't tripping. We got through the schedule. So, Marley, let the people know where they can find you, my brother.
Oh, man, as always, you can find me at Brothers in Bets. Let me see if I can move out the way. That's how you spell it. Brothers in Bets. You can find me at Marley_Bets on all streaming platforms.
Hey, and you can find me right here on YouTube. LjFromHouston, type it in, or Raw Words Podcast. However you want to do it. It's scrolling right there on the screen. LJ Sports Media at Twitter. All my content is up right there. So, hey, another week in the book, man. Appreciate you for coming on. And like I said, we will be back at it Sunday because I'm going to do my prop show, and we will finalize everything we need to do. May jump on Wham show. I don't know if he's going to do his show, but, hey, if he don't do it, it's all good. We can jump on, make our official plays right before kickoff, and we can get this money, Marley.
Yes, sir.
So, until then, you already know what we do. We're going to beat Vegas, and we're going to continue to cash like we do. So next time, that's my man MarleyBets. I'm LJ from H-Town, and we are out.
Yeah, RAW, words just being served, no concern and no trouble to get that dough. Money on my mind, if it's money all the time, we be pubbing on the grind. If it's LJ from Houston, pulling up stats, you'll be pulling in stacks, hitting bookies from the back with no Vaseline. I need green and upsea quantities for a fiend, save the dreams for a king. This is H-Town, home of the lean. Astros is the team and we rock it. Texans for life, you can't stop it. Together like brothers, invest, inject cash in your pocket.
This H-Town for real.